Hi, I'm Roy Furr with Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. And for today's Video Friday issue, what I want to do, so on these videos when we're face to face, I end up wanting to, I feel like, speak about some more personal topics, personal development topics, how you can be the best you, because it feels to me like a better category of topics to speak about in video form. And so even though my daily essays are about marketing, selling, copywriting, business building, building your career, and more, I feel like this is a great time for me to step back and talk about achievement, which is exactly what today's Video Friday issue is about. And I have actually a short list here, 3 lessons that I learned from working up to 100 pull-ups in one day. So let me give you some context. Today, November 30th, 2018, I did 100 pull-ups on the gymnastics rings hanging from the ceiling of my home office here over the course of 20 sets. It wasn't 100 pull-ups in a row. Geez, that would be a lot. But through the process of working up to that, and I'll tell you the story in a moment, I learned a lot and was reminded of a lot of core lessons about success. So that's what I'm going to talk about here. The first, first the backstory. On September 30th, which was my birthday, I talked to my brother-in-law, and he was doing a slightly different pull-ups challenge. His pull-ups challenge, because he did actually have, he had a lot of training in doing pull-ups. He'd been doing them for a long time. He decided to do 100 pull-ups per day for 30 days straight. And I still think that that was crazy. Of course, what I just did feels a little bit crazy too. But he did 100 pull-ups per day for 30 days straight. And I was inspired, but I also knew that I didn't have the capacity to start on day one doing 100 pull-ups. So what I decided to do is I decided to start at 6, because I knew that I could do one set of 6 pull-ups. I decided to start at 6 and then add 2 pull-ups every day to my daily total until I got up to 100. And so it was 6, and then 8, then 10, then 12, and so on. Now, I'll get to what happened in a moment here, but what's really important to note, the first lesson that came out of this was that if you want to achieve something big, something that seems impossible the day you get started, really it is all about starting. It's about setting your plan for how you're going to achieve that big thing and then working the plan. Now, you might have to change it up a little bit as you go, but the thing about a plan is usually it's going to involve an outcome that you want to achieve somewhere out in the future, and it's going to involve steps that you're going to have to take to achieve that outcome. So you have to set your plan and work your plan. And if you do that, you can accomplish way more than you might expect, and you can reach capacities that you may think that you're not able to reach as of today. The second big lesson that I pulled out of this is smaller steps to bigger goals. So let me tell you about something that happened throughout this process. I got ambitious, and I feel like part of what I was trying to do with this pull-ups challenge was I was trying to increase the number of reps that I could do in a single set. And so I think when I started, I could do 6 or 7. I was certain that I could do 6. That's why on the first day I started with 6. And then I got excited and maybe a little cocky as I was going. And I would do pull-ups and pull-ups and pull-ups. And I went, okay, well, I could do 4 in a set. I could do 5 in a set. I could do 6 in a set. I could do 7 in a set. But what I realized started happening was that the more I tried to fit into each individual step, the quicker my muscles fatigued. And so I was challenging myself. I was going, I was still working within my capacity, but I needed to be doing the challenge at a little bit closer to coasting speed while increasing my endurance throughout the challenge. And so what I found is, especially in these last couple of weeks where I've had to do in the 80s and 90s per day, what I absolutely needed to do was keep the number of reps per set low. And so, you don't have to expect to be able to let's translate this to something else. You don't have to be able to expect to make $10,000 in sales today, or you don't have to expect to write 5,000 words of advertising copy per day if you're an advertising copywriter. What you need to do is you need to say, okay, what is the chunk of work that I can bite off right now that's sustainable? And it may seem like a smaller step, but if you're consistently making smaller steps and not wearing yourself out, you're able to achieve these bigger goals faster than if, in running, if somebody is not well trained for running a marathon, they may start off way too fast at too fast of a pace, and they get tired out within the first couple miles, and there's no way that they're able to make it till the end. Whereas somebody that's better able to keep pace, e.g. smaller steps or less ambitious speed, they're actually able to achieve that bigger goal faster in the end because they focused on next step, and doing that at a pace that was sustainable. And then the third big lesson, the third huge lesson, is that you will want to give up. Now, there were periods of time there. The first thing that I did was actually on the, for the first stretch of this challenge, what I was doing was I was increasing it 2 pull-ups per day, every day of the week. And so Sunday through Saturday or whatever, I was doing 2 more and 2 more and 2 more and 2 more. And what happened is, actually, I have my spreadsheet open on my second monitor here. What happened was about 2 weeks into the challenge, I reached a point where I was totally fatigued. And it happened to be on a Friday, but the last couple sets, and geez, I was doing 34 on that day. Oh, that wasn't a Friday. It was a different day. That part doesn't matter. But on the day that I was doing 34 pull-ups, my last 2 sets were 1 pull-up each. That's not very much, I'm telling you. And what happened was I had a day where I did 8 and then 7 and then 7 and then 6, trying to get it done in as few reps as possible. But by 4 days later, the fatigue of that had caught up to me. And so I was only able to do 1 rep per set. And it made me want to give up. But what I had to do, going back to lesson 1, set a plan, work the plan, is I actually had to adjust the plan a little bit. So what I decided to do, that was actually on a Sunday as I look at it here, I decided to take 2 days off right there and give my muscles a little bit of rest. And then what I changed it to was Monday through Friday, and that gave me a nice weekly cycle that I would start the week at, let's say 42, and then work up to 50 on Friday. And this week I started at 92 and then 94 on Tuesday and 96 on Wednesday and 98 on Thursday. And today I did 100 pull-ups, 5 sets at a time. I achieved my goal. I finished my plan. And there were multiple other times where I just wanted to give up. I have kind of recurring rotator cuff issues, and I had a little bit of pain throughout where there were, trust me, and I get this in my career. I get this when I'm working on a big project for a client or for my own business. I get this all the time. There are moments where I just want to give up. But it goes back to set a plan and work the plan. You're working towards achieving some kind of goal, and then make those smaller steps. Don't force yourself to bite off too much. Life can be long, and you can achieve incredible things during that long life if you do not try to push yourself too far beyond your capacity. The way that you finish a marathon or run a great marathon or achieve a lot in life is one little success at a time. And I guess for me, as much as anything, doing this challenge, yes, it's been rewarding physically. I feel like I'm in great shape because of it. I'm loving my arms, but for me, this whole process has been a great reminder about how I can be successful in other areas of my life as I reflect on it, and I reflect on these 3 big lessons. So again, the 3 lessons that I talked about are: number 1, set a plan and work the plan. Number 2, take smaller steps to get to your bigger goals. And number 3 is realize that it's completely okay to want to give up. Like, it's completely natural to feel like, oh my goodness, this is hard. And sometimes that might mean you need to adjust your plan. And sometimes that might just mean that you're having a normal reaction to doing difficult things. And success will come when you work through that, knowing that this is something that is important to you. And I don't care if we're talking about improving your relationships, developing yourself as a person, developing yourself physically, mentally, building your career, building your business, whatever. All of these things still apply and are still critically important. And they're exactly what you need to remember when you're trying to achieve something difficult. You need to set a plan and work the plan. You need to take smaller steps to reach your bigger goals, and you will want to give up. And so many other people who set out on that same journey will give up, and they won't get the reward of number 1, achieving the journey, and number 2, the outcome that you were looking for by going on that journey in the first place. So I hope this has been useful for you. If you are not yet an email subscriber to Breakthrough Marketing Secrets, you can go to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com, sign up there. You'll get my essays Monday through Thursday, which again are more often about marketing, selling, copywriting, business building, that sort of thing. And then you'll get these Video Friday issues, which can be about all those things, but also often swerve into the personal development stuff, because as much as you want to believe that doing the right things in your business can make you successful, if you don't do the best things for yourself, if you don't develop yourself, you will likely be the biggest constraint on the success of your business, the biggest enemy to the success of your business. And I'm saying all of this from personal experience. You have to work out yourself. You have to improve yourself if you want your business and your career to improve as well. So with that, again, I'm Roy Furr. This is Video Friday, your Video Friday issue of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Thank you for watching. I hope it's been incredibly valuable for you, and I look forward to seeing you in your next Video Friday issue.